Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this week's options watch list. Before I get to the watch list, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, with that said, it's going to be a pretty big week. Now, looking at the put to call ratio right now, you should check it every morning. It is at 0.58. It's really nothing to speak of. The economic calendar for the week, we've got a lot going on. Let me refresh it. Monday we have nothing. Tuesday we have retail sales at 8:30. Wednesday will be the big day because that is the day we have FOMC and we have Powell at 2:30. So this will be a big one. Everyone is thinking that we're going to get a rate cut. It's the probability is high. Everyone's talking about it. That which leads me to believe that we're not going to get it, especially after this past data we've had doesn't really support it. But we've only had one rate cut in the last couple of years, and we only had that one rate cut was before elections, and that was politically motivated. I don't care what anybody says. It was politically motivated to cut rates to make Biden look good, and it didn't work out. And I don't think we're going to get a rate cut. The market's depending on it. Everyone's talking about it. Usually when everyone is looking one way, the other thing happens. So I don't think we're going to get it. I think the market's going to freak out. I think that if we do get a rate cut, the market could think, okay, it's sell the news, we could dump. And usually historically in the past, whenever the Fed starts cutting rates, we start a bear market. So we could be a sell the news event if we do get a rate cut. If we don't, the market's going to go crazy because it didn't get what it wanted. It's going to have a tantrum. So unemployment claims on Thursday at 8:30, and Friday we don't really have anything. So yeah, the big day is Wednesday. So we'll talk a little more about that in a second. Now on SPY, right now SPY is near all-time high. I mean, all-time high is 659.11. We're up there. We got bearish divergences everywhere on all kinds of indicators. I mean, RSI on the hourly is high. Prices going up, RSI is going down, histograms going down. Same with the weekly. It's prices going up, histograms going down, RSI's been diverging for a long time. So everything's pointing towards a dump, but doesn't mean we're going to dump. The only thing that really matters is going to be VIX, but I'll get to that in a second. Now we could we could chop. We could range in a tight range to say the 655 to 660 area until Wednesday. If we do that, I think we're going to dump. But if we dump Monday and Tuesday, if we have a dump tomorrow and Tuesday, that may leave the door open for a pop. VIX is too low, so I'm thinking right now we're going to range 655 to 660, maybe make new all-time high, and then then FOMC will kickstart what's going to happen. So we got a lot of gaps to fill down here. We didn't quite fill this gap. Maybe it did on that one, but we got lots of gaps to fill down here at 601, 572, 531. To fill these gaps, it seems like you're going to need something extremely massive, like a nuclear war, just to get it to 600, let alone down to the 550s or lower. But yeah, they got this gap right here at 553. So 660, I mean 655, 650 is what I think is going to be for the range until we get to FOMC. Now VIX is going to be the thing that's going to really point what's going to happen, because VIX is way too cheap. It's not worried about anything. VIX doesn't care about anything right now. It's not worried about NATO and Poland. We got that stuff going on with Russia. on Russia's drones going into Poland and NATO responding. The market didn't care about that on Friday. Who knows if it's even going to care about that now. We get FOMC this week, and whenever VIX is really, really low on FOMC, we end up dumping. So if VIX gets below 14, now if we do range Monday and Tuesday, VIX could be down to 14 or lower, maybe even 13. The lower VIX is, if VIX is under 14 on FOMC, we're more than likely going to dump. I think VIX is going to be the thing to watch. So the plan is right now is if VIX gets under 14 or lower on FOMC, I think that we're going to dump on FOMC now. But if we do dump tomorrow and VIX pops tomorrow or Tuesday, then it's 50-50 what's going to happen. We could dump or we could pop. But under 14, I think we're going to dump. But don't hold me to it. I mean, anything can happen. The market's crazy. It's been crazy for weeks. It just does what it wants to do. We could dump and it could V-rally all the way back like nothing happened, which it's been loving to do. With that said, VIX is a thing you should be looking at every day before open on VIX. So Amazon is another one to look at going into winter. I would watch Amazon over 230 for push to all-time high, which would be 240. All-time high is 242. And once we get over 240, we're probably going to push to 250. So Amazon does like to run towards the Christmas season, and I know it's September, but a lot of people are Christmas shopping already. So and Amazon does like to rally for Christmas, so we could end up seeing something like that. BA, I don't like BA up here. I've been talking about this for a couple weeks, so I did manage to get underneath 220. I'd like to see it go down here and fill this gap down here at the 170 area. I don't think we're going to get to 170, but we could definitely see 200 again. 170 would be a pretty big drop, but we'll have to see if it gets there. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself, so I'd watch it underneath 215 for push to 200 on BA. So we could end up going back into this 200, 195 range it's been sitting in for a long time. So watch BA on that. Netflix is starting to drop a little bit. I wouldn't watch Netflix under, I know 1150 is pretty far away, but I would look at underneath 1180 for a tool. Gets underneath 1180, watch for 1150. Gets underneath 1150, we could see a pretty good size drop, probably down to 1100, 1050, even 1000 possibly on Netflix. So maybe Netflix finally does drop more. I mean, it was up at the 1300s, but I mean, to me, Netflix just seems so expensive, and just can't see how I can justify its move. But anyways, Tesla's the last one I'm looking at. I'm really not looking at too much this week because I don't think nothing's going to happen. I mean, the Tesla, because something can happen with Tesla, but I don't think much is going to happen as far as anything until FOMC. I think that's going to dictate what's going to happen, where the market's going to go. But we had a massive 2-day run on a Tesla, and this massive run on Friday, I think we're going to give it back. On Friday. So I'd watch it underneath 390 for a push to 380. I think we're going to get at least half of this candle back. I mean, we could come back and retest this 350 area, but that'd be a pretty big drop, or at least 365, 360. But I'm not looking for that amount of a drop. I'm only looking for it to give back half of this massive hourly candle, like the 380 to 375 area on Tesla. Maybe it shoots up to 400 and rejects and comes back to 380, 375. That's quite possible too. 400 would be a big psychological number. It does not like going over 400. I mean, it gets over 400, it gets dumped on here and there, and then it finally dropped right there. But it's very possible we could push to 400, then drop. And if that does happen, then I'd watch it underneath 390. I mean, you can watch it under 390 right now if you wanted to. So with that said, I don't think anything's going to really happen until FOMC. After FOMC, then we'll just adjust and play how the market wants to react. So that's why you need to be in the room. That's why we wait to see what the pre-market looks like to go from there. And that's going to do it for the watch list. And thanks for watching.